Okay, so it says that we're live and we're recording. So welcome,
Okay.
Ty, to Coaching for CEOs. Thank you so much for joining me today. I kind of bounce back in between the video and all the technology on my other screen, so you may see me doing this. I'm not multitasking. So Ty and I are members of the Coaching for CEOs program with Paul Conti. We've both experienced rapid growth because of his methods, and I have enjoyed getting to know some of the members by talking about their businesses here on the platform, to share it on YouTube as well, and also to talk about how their businesses have really benefited from Paul's teaching. So Ty, welcome. Why don't you just dive right in and let us know, how do you make money?
Well, I mean, the technical answer is I'm a financial advisor. But really what I do is I go beyond your traditional financial services and do a lot more lifestyle planning.
Okay.
So helping people when they understand, when they're going through life events, whether it be, like Paul talks about buying or selling a home, or when they're getting married, going through those life changes, preparing to retire, going through a divorce, whatever it might be. That's really where I've been able to build my practice. And then I also help business owners. And on that side of things, it's more than just helping them with healthcare or 401k plans. It's really helping them understand how to help them run their business if they need that. Because a lot of times business owners are good at what they do, but they're not always good at running a business. And so sometimes having an advisor who can help you with that, to show you, okay, here's what you should be doing, or here's the resources that you should be having on your team, whether it be an accountant, a business attorney, all of those things, that explain why having those people on your team helps your business be better, and focusing on what you're good at, but also helping you understand what you're not good at.
Okay.
And maybe finding those resources that help you tie in so that your business can grow even during a pandemic or slow periods or whatever it might be. Just being holistic helps you to understand where to go next in a better way
help
than
business owners with their systems, like their internal systems?
It depends on the system, to be honest. Because sometimes it might be a situation where if they need a CRM system or something like that, then I will recommend the people I know that I've worked with in the past that, buy into the whole idea of, not just taking. If they need HR systems, I have someone for that. So it really does start with trying to figure out what the business owner is trying to do first, and understand what their goals are, what's helping them, what's working, what's not working. And then by doing that, then we can start to figure out what systems they may need. If they're going through a change management process, I have a background in change management before becoming an advisor. So that may be something that we need to talk about if they're going to be hiring a lot of people, or if they're thinking about laying people off, and what the ramifications of that are, given current economic situations. So, it really goes a lot broader than, okay, let me invest your money or get you some insurance, which is what most people think of an advisor as.
Right.
But I am actually a fiduciary advisor. So my side of things goes a lot deeper than, okay, let's put you in this mutual fund and, I'll talk to you in a few months.
Right. So. 6 months. See you in 6 months, or tax time.
Exactly.
Great. And so talk to me a little bit about what drove you to find Paul and Coaching for CEOs program.
So I'll be honest, I was not looking for Paul. When I met Paul, I even told him after the first meeting that he and I just clicked, and that I was at the point in my career that I was not handing out, or building referral partners or, business partners, and definitely not trying to build any type of board of directors. What brought me there, though, was Reagan has an assistant named Candace, and Candace had reached out to me through LinkedIn and invited me to come to this meeting that they were going to have at Reagan's office. And so I drove over to Jersey, not knowing what I was going to see. and sat through Paul's presentation. And the way that Paul does business aligns with the way I've always done business.
Oh.
So it was a match made in heaven right there, because we already aligned in the way we're thinking. We use different language. You know, he's from North Jersey, I'm from Delco, you know, but, you know, outside of him maybe rooting for the Giants or the Jets, we do see eye to eye.
Okay.
But it was one of those things where I've always been looking for someone who thought like me. And I've come to a random meeting in Jersey, you know, an hour away. And here's this guy, you know, talking quickly, flailing his hands around. And he thinks like me, you know. I don't nearly have the same style. I don't have as good hair as he does, you know, but, you know, it just worked.
Okay.
And so I was driving back and forth to Jersey for over a year when we were meeting there. And then we started meeting here in Pennsylvania. And we did that for a number of months before COVID, and then COVID hit. And I remember talking to him really early on in COVID, was like, okay, well, let's figure out how to do this through Zoom and going from there, because I didn't want it to stop, because I knew the business was going to keep going, you know.
Sure.
So, you know, the people who invest that time while things were slow are the ones that are coming out now and looking at me like, wow, I'm busier than ever. Where a lot of people I knew who just kind of took that time to slow down, think, oh, wow, you know, business has stopped. Now they're trying to pick back up,
right,
and trying to get up and running. But all the people who use that time to either reorganize themselves, refigure out a plan, refigure out who they're working with, came out of lockdown with like roller skates on, and they were just off to the races, where everybody else was kind of standing behind. So, you know, it's just, I wasn't looking for Paul, but, you know,
so
sometimes you don't look for the tornado just hits you.
A good way to describe it. And given that you were already previously aligned with the way that he thinks and teaches, has there been a big aha moment for you in the program?
I wouldn't say that there's been a big aha moment. What I've really, I mean, I've always done it, but what changed for me was, you know, because I am a financial advisor and people are going to answer more questions for me than they might, you know, say a realtor or, you know, a gymnast or someone like that. You know, it's natural for me to ask you about your friends, your family,
Right.
You know, what's going on with, why are we planning, you know, are we planning because you're about to get married? Are we planning because your daughter's about to get married? Are you thinking about retiring? You know, all of those lifestyle things. But then when I go further and say, okay, we decide to work together, get me a copy of your declaration page for your home and auto, get me a copy of your mortgage.
Right.
You know,
you
already have a realtor? You know, all of those other things, who's helping you with your taxes? They're already answering my questions. So adding those extra questions in, I was already doing. The difference was for me, before I met Paul, I had literally gotten to the point where I was still asking those questions, but I stopped referring people to people individually and saying, all right, well, you need to go get this checked out.
Right.
I can tell you that if you're paying $7,000 a month for car insurance, or not a month, but a year, that's a little high.
Yes.
And I'm going to ask you if you've been in car accidents, if you've got bad credit. I'm going to ask you all the questions that, you know, someone that does that kind of work needs. But I was at the point, I was like, listen, I've gone through a number of property casualty agents. They don't get it as far as referring me business and being a partner.
Right.
You know, they're great at taking the lead. They're just terrible at reciprocation. So I stopped doing it. But after meeting Paul, I started doing it again. So it only took one meeting. So I wouldn't say that it was a big aha moment. It was more, wow, there is somebody out there that thinks like me. Right. So I'm not wasting my time doing what I've always done.
So it sounds to me like you connect more in with the group of people. So talk to me. We have, you know, one of the acronyms of Paul's program is your BOD, your board of directors.
Right.
What has it been like to form that board of directors with people in the group?
So it's great having other people that think like you, who work like you, who are able to hold you accountable. Because when you're able to do that, it really makes it easy for me to do my job. And what I mean by that is I'll be in a client meeting and we'll be talking about something. And I have no problem calling in the middle of that meeting saying, Paul, I got a question for you.
Right.
You know, here's the question we're talking about. You're my professional. Give me X, Y, and Z. Or I can call Tiffany, my divorce attorney, and be like, okay, here's what's going on. What do you think? Blah, 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 blah. And they will walk the client through that phone call for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, answering all the questions that the client had, drop off the phone. And after that, I continue my meeting, but they're like, listen, I need to talk to that person more.
Right.
And so being able to pick up the phone in the middle of something and say, hey, I have someone that needs your expertise goes so far, because now not only do they know I'm the center of, or the quarterback of their team, but they know that I have the resources to help them to truly get to what their goals are. And that I'll just pick up the phone and dial them right then and there and get their answers for them. So it makes their financial plan better. It makes the relationship I have with the members of my bod better. And, you know, my clients love it. And when I tell them that, hey, you're going to love working with this person, they always come back and say, absolutely, I did.
Right. And those reciprocal relationships, you found them in Paul's group?
So most of them, yeah.
Okay.
Some of them I haven't. I mean, Paul's in Jersey, I'm in Pennsylvania,
Right.
But, you know, the concepts are universal.
Sure.
And so I've brought people to Paul's groups, and, you know, I've met people there, but for the most part, you know, what's he say? If you're going to earn from me, you're going to learn from me. So
right.
There's no free riders on this train. So
no, there are not. Okay, well, those are all the questions that I had for you. Why don't you, again, summarize what you do and how people can get in touch with you?
All right. So what I really do is I help you achieve your goals, not just financially, but, you know, there are many times where I'm talking to clients and they tell me it feels like a therapy session, because we're going to dive deeper into what's on the surface. You know, a conversation with the advisors at my firm is more about the client and more about the situation you're going through than about the numbers on a piece of paper or the dollars in your account. And so the old model in my industry was, okay, meet with you, sit down with you, get your data, and then put a pretty chart in front of you, and then make recommendations or try and get you underwritten for life insurance. That's not the model at my firm. My firm is really built on the education and serving our clients, but doing that in a way that helps the clients understand why they're making the decisions that they do and where those decisions will impact the future of where they're going. So, you know, how they can contact me, they can contact us at pegasusfp.net. I am the managing partner. I have 5 other advisors and the COO who works for me. But we're all a team. So we all bring different things to the table. I've got the most experience as far as running the firm and working with a plethora of clients, but we have, you know, certified financial planners on staff. We've got other advisors on staff. So, you know, we really do make it a way so that you can get all the expertise, not just from the people at our firm, but the relationships that we have, because you combine what I do with 5 other people and we're all thinking the same way within the firm, and we all think the same way as Paul. And, you know, you can just see how that exponentially grows when it comes to trying to help people to achieve their goals. So,
right.
You know.
Okay, great. And we'll put your contact information in the comments when we post this video and share it on social media.
All right. Sounds good.
Ty, thanks so much for your time.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, I just stopped the live stream.